We at the Cowboys Report have been doing more videos. Not quite 2 every day, but we're getting close to that number. If you've enjoyed that, help us out. Like the video right now so I can say, see, bosses, this is what the people want. Like the video for me right now. From Mark Clark, a $25 super thanks. Great point about the team being nonchalant about the offensive line depth all offseason. That actually came in, by the way, before the Tyron Smith injury. My point was like, we've been anxious all year about the Cowboys' offensive line depth, and then it's like, oh no, we lose a guy. Injuries happen. It's a concern we've had. They could have been more aggressive about it there. I appreciate that super thanks, Mark. Thank you very much. If you don't know what a super thanks is, allow me to explain. It's a new feature, new-ish feature on YouTube, not used by many. It allows you to donate outside of live videos. Click the thanks icon, send in your message, edit it, or just say thanks, and we will give you a shout-out. We appreciate your support here, everyone who does it on the Cowboys Report. Some super chats from last Monday's live show that did not make it in. We'll put them in today. Don Barry, what is likely with Dallas uses Deuce Vaughn against the Giants? If so, how? He'll play. He'll be active. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. I think you're looking at somewhere in the range of 5 to 7 touches in a normal close game, not a blowout, maybe even more. Close game, I think he'll be used. Third down back, catch some passes for you. He can also just be a change of pace guy. Pollard needs a breather. Dowdle got the last 2 runs. It's Deuce's turn. I think he will play. DJ G-Flow, the kicker situation still scares me. I get it. Not like, the tricky part is no one knew who Brandon Aubrey was before the season began. No one did. So that unknown adds to the anxiety. Hopefully, when we sit down Monday for our live show after the game, we're not bitching about a kicker not doing his job. From Samuel, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with Mike's coaching over these last few years with him, and do you see him getting us to the promised land? I certainly hope so. I think there is still room for growth. I do not think it has been bad. It has been better than Jason Garrett. But like everything with this Cowboys team, every player, every position, especially the ones that have the most impact, quarterback, head coach, until you get to the promised land, the question is it enough? I don't know. I would love nothing more than for it to be an absolute yes this season. Great question to rate it from 1 to 10. I'll give it like an 7 or an 8. 1 or 2 spots shy of 10, 1 or 2 spots shy of making the championship game. I don't know. Rate the job Mike McCarthy has done. You guys vote for me at the pinned comments of today's show. So if an ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote, or go rate the job, that Mike McCarthy has done as the Cowboys head coach. Scale it 1 to 10. Anthony Smith, I am ready to see Parson do some work. 2 sacks. I would love 2 sacks. I think Tank Lawrence have a good game too. I'm also okay not getting sacks. For me, a sack and a pressure leading to a third down incompletion, a splash play, if you would, a drive-killing play, all those are the same to me. Now, sacks easily more tracked, but I think you'll see plenty of impact from Micah. Jeremy chugs his burner account. Does Daniel Penny surpass 18 touchdowns this year through the air? Also, if Tyron or Tyler miss significant time this year, my Timbers will be shivered. I think he does get to 18 plus. That's not that high of a bar to clear, frankly. And yes, I will be worried as well if the offensive line does not play well. Pawar, people say Dak can't elevate players around him. How do you explain Dalton Schultz, Cedric Wilson? I think some credits owed to Michael Gallup, or for Gallup. That's a third-round pick. There's a lot more third-round pick receivers that don't work out that well compared to players who got a big-time second contract, although he has not been good since his ACL. Hopefully that changes this year. You can even throw in Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's had 1 good year the past 8 was with the Dallas Cowboys. We will be live for the Cowboys-Giants Week 1 matchup, Sunday Night Football, live an hour before kickoff. So make sure you guys are subscribed, youtube.com/CowboysTV. We will have full coverage of the game, start, finish, post game. Hit that sub button right now. From Imhotep, a.k.a. Rich Kaufman, if Gallup does not play like 2020, do you cut or keep from a money perspective? Let me make sure I get the exact numbers here. The Cowboys did restructure his deal, which saved money short term, makes tough to move on next year. You could save 9.5 post June 1st if you cut him. Now, you save less than $1 million if it's pre-June 1st, but it at least gives you the out there. Cap hit's not that bad, but if he's like bad, I'd strongly consider moving on. Hopefully, not a problem the Cowboys run into. Grant Rainwater, already have O-line injury concerns. Don't they have to sign another key O-line piece? I'd love to. It's September. Something's wrong with Dalton Reisner. I don't know who your options would be. It's a big-time red flag. You kind of missed the boat around draft time if you wanted to get another key O-line piece. Maybe, hopefully, Richard Zerbasser or Chuma Adoga can be a good low-end starter for you if they have to play. Lone Wolf, fantasy advice, Herbert or Lamar? I go with Lamar. Also, if you have both those guys in like a non-daily fantasy league, you did not draft well. You should not have both those guys. I'll take Lamar over Herbert and probably trade one of them away to get a better other key position spot there. From Gigante, why is it NFL players that are good expect to be the highest paid at their position? Like people talk about resetting the market, but why does Cal really be paid like a Justin Jefferson? Well, it's not necessarily that like Ridley's going to get the biggest deal, but remember, the salary cap goes up every year. So when the salary cap has jumped by $42 million, if you are near the best at your position, I'd say like a Lamb is versus Jefferson probably makes more sense than Ridley versus Jefferson for this conversation. But when the cap jumps every year and the next guy gets a little bit more in a similar tier, that's how it tends to go. It got by $42 million. $25 million 2 years ago is very, very different than $25 million next year. That's just the cap keeps rising. The inflation is awesome for the NFL. Not great for us normal people, but that's a big reason why. When there's more cap, the salaries go up as well. Today's show is made possible by Game Time. I have a 2-year-old at home. I am not the best in general about planning things out, so if the wife and I are going to go to a game, which isn't really so much a Cowboys game, maybe more of a Rangers game or a baseball game or whatever, it's normally done last minute. That's why I love Game Time. They have killer deals on last-minute tickets and the Game Time guarantee, which means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you for 110% of the difference. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. You can get images of your seat before you buy, and you can move the phone left to right to give you a good angle of like, okay, this is what's to my left, to right, the actual kind of like, almost like a live photo. It's a fantastic feature of the app. You can buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you are set. When you use promo code CowboysChat, in the redeem code section of the app, just click tap profile once you create your account at gametime.co. When you use promo code CowboysChat, they will give you $20 off your first purchase. So snag tickets without the stress with Game Time. Terms do apply on that offer, but again, create an account, redeem the code at gametime.co. It's promo code CowboysChat for $20 off. Download Game Time today for last-minute tickets and the lowest price, all guaranteed. More mailbag questions from Patrick Hickman. Over, under, O-line will be intact week 4. It might not even be intact for week 1. I am going to speak some positivity into the world. Give me the over. From Lil Dallas Cowboy, Dak's last year. Check the contract. Cut him before the 5th league day if he has repeated the last 2 years. Save $35 million on the cap next year. Check the contract. I'm not cutting Dak. I'm not. I don't think that makes sense. If you want to blow it up and rebuild, you can find a trade partner. You have to get Dak's approval. I think in that scenario, he'd probably say, fine, let's move on there. Like, if this is how you're going to treat me, I'll go somewhere I'm actually appreciated. Dak has not been bad the last 2 years. He objectively has not been. We need him to be better, but we have to stop treating Dak Prescott like he's worse than Derek Carr. That he's like Jameis Winston or something, when he's not the top 10 quarterback. I think it is easier, not saying it's easy, I think it is easier to try to add more talent at other positions around your top 10 quarterback than saying, I don't want this top 10 quarterback. Let me go get a different top 10 quarterback. Try to find one else. Like, I think a lot of people would have been like, if you had to trade the pick for like the number 2 pick a few seasons ago, we'd be like, oh man, we could get Zach Wilson. We can get Trey Lance or Mac Jones. You guys are not better than Dak. Justin Fields could maybe be better than Dak, but he's not right now. One quarterback from that draft class is better than Trevor Lawrence. Like, it is not easy to replace your quarterback when you've actually been really good. Just not quite good enough. From Ben Smith, oh boy. If the Rams are bad, would you trade a first for Aaron Donald? Can I trade all of my seconds instead since I can't draft with that spot anyway? Like, that's what I would do. I don't know if the Rams would do it. I don't know if Jerry would do it, but damn, wouldn't it be fun? All right, name a player who you want to trade for. Keep it somewhat realistic, so even though I would move heaven and earth and do terrible things that would put me to hell to get Patrick Mahomes, that's not realistic. Name a player you guys want to trade for. Jeremy Chugs' burner account. If Tyron or Tyler miss serious time, my faith in the Cowboys dips significantly. Can't say I blame you. You know, all of a sudden it turns into, hey, we've got Chuma Edoga, Austin Richardson, Sebastian. Like, you're due to hit on a later round non-center lineman at some point. Be nice that ends up happening this week. From Lone Wolf, funny enough, that league only has 8 people total, so our teams are stacked. Now it makes more sense. Okay, that's now I say you got Lamar and Herbert because I'm sure the quarterbacks all went pretty late there. I'll still play Lamar. I think the running ability makes it worthwhile. Jeremy Chugs' burner. We need a weekly BetUS parlay. #ad, #BabyMaker. I did do one for Chat Sports NFL Daily. I'll tweet it out, though, Jeremy Chugs' burner. I will tweet out my weekly parlay. I do have one picked and locked in. Yes, it includes the Cowboys. Chris B. The Rams are bad. Trade a second for Kupp if healthy and Michael Gallup is bad. I think the issue there is that I don't know if Kupp's going to be healthy. He's kind of old, by the way. That hamstring's not right. That's kind of spooky in terms of Kupp. But in that scenario, yeah, I would actually probably be down there. DeLunatic. Even baby Olivia knows D4K, that's Dak, owns the Giants. Cowboys 24, Giants 16. Baby Olivia will not be making an appearance on Sunday. Game's at 8:20 Eastern. It's bedtime. So she's not going to be there for week 1. She'll make some appearances throughout the season, though. Trenton, O-line going to be the reason the Cowboys lose. If your starters aren't out there, I'm not super confident in that depth. Kevin Riley, will Kevontae Turpin play on offense against the Giants? I think some. How much he plays, I'm not entirely sure of at this point. Predict the score for me of the Cowboys against the Giants. Get your predictions in. You already saw some in the mailbag, by the way. Get your score predictions in for me right now. Mark is back. Trade for any decent O-lineman. I am surprised no O-lineman got released for salary cap reasons. St. Mary's Catholic School for Girls has better linemen. That is quite the burn from Mark. O-line plays bad in the NFL, but I would have hoped the Cowboys would have done something beyond banking on a 5th-round rookie and a UDFA and a guy that missed the entire preseason. That does make me at least a little bit anxious in light of the Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith allegedly minor injuries from that perspective.